Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, you continue the journey of Avatar Last Airbender live action, of course, from Netflix. This is Season 1, Episode 5, Spirited Away. Interesting title, Spirited Away. So, last episode, we were still in Omashu. King Bumi was giving these tests, games, whatever, to Aang, and there was a fight at the end. And, Bumi was very upset and aggressive, and I understand because he lived for these 100 years of these wars and all this kind of stuff with the Fire Nation, and Aang was just sleeping, pretty much. He was gone for 100 years. So that was a lot of stuff to deal with and everything, a lot of emotion and everything, but they came to a better understanding at the end of the episode, which is good. They're heading off somewhere else, not sure where we're going to head off to with Aang, Katara, and Sokka. Katara and Sokka had a kind of heart-to-heart, kind of aggressive back and forth a little bit, which has been building up over time throughout the show. Got the Badger Mole's Secret Tunnels, which is so cool. I'm glad they incorporated that song into it. Like, I figured they would, but I was like, please, please. And we got to see more of Iroh and more of his emotion and what's really behind, the perception of his character, because he's part of the Fire Nation. He was this back in the day. He has obviously changed and everything, and Zuko saving him and all that. And I'm glad that we got to see more of that and flashbacks as well, which is really cool as well. So I'm enjoying the show so far. I still have problems with the show in terms of how they're rushing and getting past stuff and how they're changing some things, but I understand that was going to happen. But still, I wish we had more time with these versions of the characters in more episodes. And like I said, I keep saying that, but that's just how I feel. But I'm still enjoying the show. Like, trust me, if I wasn't enjoying the show, I wouldn't be recording myself. I wouldn't be reacting to it. I'd be just watching it on my own. But anyways, guys, let's continue on. Let's see what happens episode 5 here. Let's go.
How many are there?
Gotta jump.
Ice discs? That's new?
It's something I saw the Earthbenders do.
What I really need is to get the Northern Water Tribe. Waterbending masters there will be able to take them to the next level. We've been running into the Firebenders a lot more often.
We're getting closer to the Fire Nation border.
Why did they do anything?
This is all my fault. It's the Avatar's job to protect the natural world. And that's just as important as helping people.
Life is a cycle,
Yeah.
and out of death comes new life.
She looks very brave. Does she have a name? Well, maybe we can come up with one for her.
Xiong made her for me.
Xion? Is Xion your friend? Or is he...
Sokka!
No, wait.
Thank you for helping my daughter.
No need to apologize. I can imagine living this close to the Fire Nation means you gotta stay on your guard.
The Firebenders just wanted to clear a path as they moved through the mountains.
And that's why they burned down the forest?
But after the fire, strange things started happening.
You're right. The people are beyond this world.
How many places can there be for a giant sky bison to hide? And no reports of anything unusual.
None. Kids playing with ice blocks near Senlin Pass. But he was probably mistaken.
What?
So someone saw ice in a place where no ice should exist? I'll have to do it myself, as always.
He found the Avatar. If it were me, I'd send more resources to Zhao. Water the most promising seeds. You taught me that.
Tell Colonel Shinu to mobilize the archers and alert the Chancellor. I'll be redirecting some funds. Zhao didn't discover the Avatar, Zuko did. He's the one who displayed resilience and dedication. That's what I expect from a future heir. Not self-serving flattery.
That puts you in your place.
The Avatar is the bridge between the natural world and the spirit world.
100%.
I can feel how close the two are. All of this is my responsibility. Yes, I need to get to the north so I can save the waterbenders. But I also need to help these people. A shrine to the spirit of the forest.
What do we do?
Just stand
You
there.
watch over Aang.
Yeah, watch over him.
Once his spirit crosses over, his body will be vulnerable.
I'm getting hungry.
Hey!
Hush.
You mind?
Don't talk him.
I'm trying to concentrate here.
That's crazy. Oh.
Katara?
Must be the energies in the place, and then it's up the barrier in my power.
Well, get us back!
And we should tread lightly. The Fire Nation may control this territory, but it's still Earthbender country. We don't want to cause trouble.
I heard some waterbenders might have been around these parts not long ago. Did you see them?
No.
Perhaps this...
We're trying to remember.
Did you see the waterbenders?
No.
But I heard the Avatar might be traveling with some waterbenders.
What did you say?
The Avatar. He's with some waterbenders.
I'm gonna lose everything!
Well, you tried.
Word has gotten to this backwards hole that means everyone knows. She's crazy!
Oh, shit.
What are you looking at?
A low-life bounty hunter?
Big talk for a little boy.
Assuming they realize they don't belong in here.
None of you belong in here.
Who said that?
That is one big birdie.
Birdie, I am no birdie. They do not hear what you hear. You are the Avatar. You were meant to have one foot in this world. They, however, are interlopers. There are creatures in here that will do far more than devour your body. They'll eat your soul. Follow the path and you will find them.
Wait. What did you mean about danger? What could happen to them?
Stay on the path.
Don't get off the path. Blue!
Could have hurt him. That's his fault. He should have been better. Except this wasn't about the trainer. You're perfect. It's not good enough.
Any chance you could finish this story on the boat?
Prince Zuko, there is much you can learn from these Pai Show players. They are untrained, but that only means their minds are open to new ideas.
No!
June is the best at what she does, and that's finding people.
She's a mercenary.
I know. You've always believed there is a right and a wrong way of doing
Yeah,
things.
but,
The
well...
mark of a great leader.
So, tell me about this Avatar.
Well, he's the Avatar. You know.
Babel said it'd be okay as long as we stay on the path.
We're on the path. We're on the path.
The spirit of the forest. It's wounded.
Hey, Skunky, why'd you pick up someone your own size? Hey, what?
Hey, bye. That spirit. It's in a lot of pain.
I need to get to my friends before they get eaten by that monster.
It's not a monster. It's hurt. That's what pain does to you. It changes you. And
Tara!
Mom! I'm guessing, yeah.
is it really? What? Sokka used to tease me about. Where's Sokka?
Okay, we're seeing the full flashback now.
Find the waterbender!
That was a crazy transition to younger Katara.
Whatever you do, don't come out.
Showing that she tried.
I'm the waterbender.
Shit.
So
Wow.
fear. So much despair.
Dad?
Dad? I figured as much. Okay.
Sokka. To my son.
Bato!
You were cutting it a little closer around those icebergs, weren't you?
If you hadn't have been on the boat and stepped in,
We all came through in one piece.
If it weren't for you, Sokka would have wrecked us. We're lucky to be alive.
It was a tricky run. Even I only saw the breakers at the last second.
You don't have to make excuses for him.
Give in to your despair.
Oh boy. Mm-hmm.
What have we here? Someone who can resist my old friend.
Holy shit.
Avatar.
Do I know you?
I should say so. One of your previous incarnations tried to slay me.
But you know all about stealing, don't you?
Your friends?
That is so fucking creepy. I'm glad they're handling it well so far.
Piazza? It's another illusion.
I know it's hard to believe, but it's really me.
Hey!
Your turn.
How are you here? You chose not to move on to the next stage of enlightenment? Why?
Because I knew you would need me.
I do need you.
Hey, I can't tell you how to be the Avatar.
Of course you can.
No, you can't.
I don't know anything.
You know a lot more than you think.
I doubt that. I mean, how am I supposed to save the world if I can't even save...
It is the hunting ground for Ko, the face stealer. He preys on those paralyzed by despair and doubt. You couldn't have done anything if you'd stayed with us.
Will we talk about it when I get back?
Of course. Time is a funny thing. The past, the future. It feels like we'll always be alone.
There you have it, guys. Episode 5, Spirited Away. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this episode. I did, because we got to see some emotional reunions and emotional moments with Katara and Sokka, and just seeing how brutal it was, especially for Katara and everything. And seeing Ko, I think that's how to pronounce the face stealer. They did a really good job with that. Like, that is creepy. And the fact is, it's not done. It's not done, because Aang is now going into Fire Nation territory to find Roku's temple, to then speak to him to find out what exactly did he do to best Ko, and what did he steal exactly? That's the question. Now, obviously, this is not going to end where, okay, Aang hands over whatever Roku stole, and it's over. No, it's not it. But still, pretty interesting job. And I'm is that George Takei voicing Ko? I don't know, but it's a deep voice, and it's very distinct. I thought I heard of something, he was cast in a role or something, so maybe I'm misremembering something. Apologies, I didn't look at the credits or whatever, but still, very interesting. So the spirit realm. So the fact that Sokka and Katara are there, and I'm trying to think, I don't think they went into the spirit realm, spirit world with Aang in the original series. I'm trying to remember if they did. I don't think they did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did. But regardless, the way they're handling it here is very interesting. So Sokka sees where he went through a trial and he was passing. Turns out he actually didn't necessarily pass. He was actually saved by Bato. I think that was the name, because we also got to see Dad as well. But that guy that we've seen a little bit within the animated series, and he was actually there. It was really cool. Reveal, like, oh my God, him! I remember him. And then finding out that, Sokka actually failed, and his dad was disappointed and saying, stop, giving excuses for his failures and everything. And there was, of course, kids bullying him and all that. A very emotional moment for Sokka. Katara had it worse, unfortunately. She assumes everything's fine now. Here's Mom and there's Grandma, and also the Fire Nation's attack. And there's a really interesting transition from the Katara we're used to, and then the younger Katara, when it switched over to younger Katara, whenever they went into the actual little hut and she hid away. We find out exactly what Mom did. Now, I don't remember if this was in the original show, but the way they were telling it here, so apologies, because like I said, I haven't seen the original series in years, but her mom sacrifices herself. Right before the Fire Nation guy was about to pull back the little curtain or whatever to see Katara there, who will become a waterbender one day. I almost said airbender. Caught myself. Well, a waterbender. her mom says, I'm the waterbender you're looking for. And then she pretends to start, because Katara even tries at one point to start lifting water, and it's like little bits and pieces of water. It wasn't going to do anything. But Katara tried. And then her mom was starting to do the motions of waterbending, and then he burned her. Brutal stuff. Brutal. And the thing is, the giant owl spirit, which I remember distinctly that there was a giant owl. I don't think it was necessarily here, because there was like this whole like library or whatever like as well. So I'm not really sure if this is the same character. I don't think it is. But the giant owl spirit, which Katara and Sokka could not understand at all. They could not understand at all. But Aang could. It's saying it's very dangerous. Stay on the path. Of course, they don't stay on the path. And saying they're not avatars. You are Aang. Katara and Sokka, they're going to have a really bad time here. Like, they're going to have to face some truths. And Aang's point a little bit later saying, you might have to face some truths, but what's the harm in that? Like, why would that be bad? It's really, really bad. It really is. Now, what was also, I think, a positive in terms of Aang, which I don't think, it's kind of thing, because I think he is really there, but I'm not 100% sure, but his friend, it starts with a K. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I do apologies. Apologies. Words, I swear, words are not reaching me today. I need sleep. Sorry. But he's actually there in the spirit realm in that hut. And he's real. It seems he's real, and everything is fine-ish in a sense. But Aang was thinking, okay, everything's going to be fine now because you're here. You can teach me how to be the Avatar. He's like, no, I can't. I've not been the Avatar. I don't know how to be the Avatar. And that's the whole thing. And a previous Avatar is not alive in a sense, unless you talk to the spirit realm or, you know, go to their shrine or whatever, which that's where Aang's going to talk to Roku, and he, of course, talked to Kyoshi. But an Avatar is not alive to talk to another Avatar to help them. You know, it's all about the training and the people surrounding them. In this situation, Aang had someone who he considered a father figure, who he considered to be very trustworthy, and he's now here, but he can't really help, unfortunately. Like, he of course, well, yeah, Roku, like, Avatars faced off against Ko, and Roku seemed to best him, but we don't know what exactly happened between the two. So that is helpful, but he can't really help Aang solve all the problems. And that was brought up earlier in the episode because Sokka was saying, and I know it was Katara, but they both were kind of saying, but Katara really made the point that you can't do everything. You're trying to do everything, but you can't. And Aang's like, well, I'm trying to. I need to do the impossible, and that's what I have to try to do. And understandable, because Aang's the Avatar. That's already a huge burden. But on top of that, he was gone for 100 years, and all this stuff happened. But then his friend said, very, very good point. Even if you were here, even if you were there 100 years ago, when the Fire Nation attacked the Air Temple and took all the Airbenders out, you would have died too. You could not have stopped it. Because he wasn't an Avatar. He wouldn't have been able to turn the tides against that fight. And the thing is, they had Sosin's Comet on their side when they attacked that night. It was very strategic. But the thing is, Aang would have died too, which means Korra, or a water-bending Avatar, would have been born way sooner than it was supposed to happen. So Aang, in terms of the timeline, it had to happen this way. And I think that's what makes this show, in terms of this storyline, in terms of like the source material of the original animated show and what they're trying to attempt here, why it's so impactful, because we had 4 nations. One was completely wiped out except for the last one, which was the Avatar. And now he's having to come to grips with that and understand that. And the thing is, his friend tells him, you have to let it go. You could not have done anything different, because Aang is constantly feeling this pain and just hurt because he was unable to help. And the thing is, even if he was there to fight back, it wouldn't have mattered. He might have been able to take out some more firebenders, but ultimately, the airbenders were doomed. Because it was all planned out. The earthbenders were preparing for war to be attacked by the Fire Nation, when in fact, Fire Nation was going after Air Nation. They were going after all airbenders, going after everybody. They weren't going for, against earthbenders, the Earth Nation. So, it's pretty brutal, But Aang has to understand that, and I think that's going to be something that he's going to try to get over. But I don't think it's ever truly going to go away, because he was gone for so long and he was unable to help until now. That's why he's trying to do everything and anything in his way to try to help, because he wasn't there before. So I feel bad for Aang, I really do. Like I said, a good episode. Korra was creepy as hell, and the actual spirit itself, the actual spirit of the forest, great design. It definitely is reminiscent of the actual animated look as well. And the more I'm thinking about it too, the more I'm starting to like this version of Katara and Sokka. As I had mentioned episodes ago, I really haven't discussed it too much in these episodes, like 3 or 4 and 5 or so. Maybe I did a little in 3, but it's been a little bit since I filmed that. But Katara and Sokka were ones I'm like, okay, I like them, but we'll see. But you know, but they're growing on me. They definitely are. I do like Aang. You know, it's not like 100% like I'm on board with Aang here, but I'm liking the actors. I think they're doing a pretty solid job. Last thing I'll talk about, Azula. Because, well, also we had June as well being introduced, which was really cool. So, because I was wondering how much of a role, because I'm thinking, okay, when we cut away, when we see her for the first scene, I'm like, okay, I'll get back to Azula in a second. Sorry, I just thought about June. I just don't remember that. I thought when we see her in that one scene with Zuko and Iroh, that was like a one and done kind of nod to say, okay, the character's out there. No, she's actually involved in the episode in some capacity past this point. So she's going to be searching for Aang as well. But anyways, it was cool to see her. Great design, great creature. The creature design that she was on or whatever. I forget what kind of creature mixture it is, but it was all pulled from the fucking show. It was so good. Like the attention to detail, man. The attention to detail with these characters is very, very good. Azula. Now get to Azula finally. Sorry, got off sidetrack there. Azula, for a brief second, had Blue Flame when she was, well, the training was over, but she was still fighting the guy. Because she kept talking to her dad. Kept saying, well, you know, it was me. All these suggestions and just talking. And if you noticed, Ozai is just kind of just reading shit. He's looking at shit. He ain't talking back hardly. And then he tells her finally, you know, it's a good idea to send more things to Commander Zhao. Okay, we'll do that. And then he says, Azula, he didn't find the Avatar. Zhao didn't find him. Your brother did. Just remember that. And he did what I asked him to do. He found the Avatar. He doesn't have him, but he found him. Azula, so it wasn't Zhao. It was, because she was like, okay, Zhao found the Avatar. No, Zuko did. And then he puts her in her place. And you see when she turns around and was walking off camera, like her facial expression started getting water eyes, because he basically told her, he did something I told him to do, and not, you know, gossiping and speaking, you know, whatever. Like, basically what she was doing, like this whole, like, scheming thing for her own personal benefit and shit. Like, he put her in her place, which was a good sequence. And then, of course, her two friends are like, you know, we know why you really were beating the shit out of that one dude. And like I said, the Blue Flame for a second. I love the Blue Flames. And then she was still training. When they're sleeping, she's still training and throwing firebending. Now, she's in a really pissy, shitty mood. Don't blame her, though. Don't blame her. So anyways, guys, what did you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts, guys. I really enjoyed the episode overall, and I can't wait to continue. It's unfortunate. We only have 3, I almost said 6 more episodes. Imagine if we did. 3 more episodes. 3 more, 6, 7, and 8, and we're done with season 1. It's kind of crazy we're getting through it this fast, but can't wait to dive into the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.